Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and make sure you hit that like button because this Coastal series is back, and I did talk about in the last video the release schedule, and I am actually going to look at the conference standings right now. As you see in the Sun Belt East, I mean, look at this. I mean, we're right still somehow in the thick of things. We're 2-5 in the conference, but above us is Georgia State. They did beat us 2-3, and then Appalachian State at 2-3. So surprisingly, actually, Troy's actually having a bad year. I'm surprised they're having such a bad year that they're having. But above us, I mean, if we can beat Appalachian State, if we look at the rest of our schedule, we actually lost to them, sorry. If we beat Texas State this game and then we beat ECU, there's a chance that Appalachian State might end up losing a few games because they do play Georgia State, who's always a tough game. They play Middle Tennessee State, who you can never count out. They have a great offense, and you never know. Troy could get it together. So they have 4 more conference games left. And Georgia State, if we look at the end of their schedule, they play Navy. That's going to be a tough game. This Appalachian State game at the end of the season is going to decide a lot on their schedule. So looking at the other side of the conference, you can see South Alabama. Who predicted that? They are 7-1, 5-0 in conference, and Louisiana, the Raging Cajun. No surprise here, they're having a great season. So looking at our players of the week this week, I'm going to give a +1 awareness to Keshawn Curtin. I think he had kind of a breakthrough game, maybe to show that, you know, he's still here. He's still the starter at quarterback. And then on the defensive side, I'm going to give it to 2 people. And actually, one isn't really a defensive sticker here on his helmet, but it's more of a special teams, and he did have an interception as well. Allen King, he's the true freshman, the punt returner and kick returner. I do like what I saw from him, and you never know, he could have just earned himself some playing time on defense. I didn't expect him to play this early, but maybe he'll get on the field. And then Cedric Granger had a great game tackling. I liked what I saw from him up in the box, so that's a good sign going forward. So the most bizarre stats for Texas State, if you look at their team, their quarterbacks only have 3 passing touchdowns between the 2 of them. Their starter actually, I believe, went down. They're both redshirt freshmen. But look at this. I mean, 3 touchdowns thrown between the 2 of them. 6 picks. So maybe we can force them into some turnovers. But look at this. They are a run-heavy team. They have a sophomore running back, 807 yards rushing. And they actually have a backup running back, 215, a true sophomore. And then their quarterback as well. So, I mean, this is going to be more than likely a run-heavy team. And let's just look at their defense here. Let's see if they have any dominant guys on defense. Oh, yes, they do. Brian London, the second, 92 overall at the middle linebacker position. He is by far their best player as a redshirt junior. And then they have their leading sack getter is Ishmael Davis with 3.5 sacks. And then leading their team in picks is a corner, Jashawn Waddy. So this is going to be an interesting game. They have one big playmaker on offense, and on defense, and their offense is predicated on running the ball. So we have had troubles a little bit stopping the run this season. So this is going to be interesting. So let's hop into it. So now we hop into this game on the road at Texas State. So let's get into this action as Texas State does start out with the ball, and there you see getting the easy completion to start this game as our defense comes back out. And we actually have been struggling a little bit, but, you know, I think we've gotten better the last game. I think the last game was a good sign going forward, but we definitely need to make strides towards improving overall, starting up front with our pass rush and with stopping the run. So that's one thing we're going to have to do in this game. As you can see on a play action, going deep on this one right on the first drive of the game. Kelly does find rushing the tight end open in the end zone for the touchdown. So now here comes Curtin back out onto the field after last game. I mean, he had a pretty good game last week. But there you see, getting the ball to Jimbo Brown, the power back that can actually receive pretty well. So now throwing across the middle, and that is dropped by Angel Gonzalez, almost a drop into an interception. So now on a 3rd and 6, here's Curtin throwing across the middle, but that one is not on target. So we do have to punt the ball away to Texas State, as now they are back out and rolling as Robert Brown gets the reception on the left sideline. So now on a 2nd and 8, here is Williams getting the ball across the middle for a first down, 17 yards on that catch. So on the next play, 1st and 15 after a false start penalty, here goes Brown, and he picks up 7 yards on that one. So now here's Brown getting the ball one more time to the left side, this time breaking a tackle, getting a couple blocks, and getting 9 yards. So now inside the 10-yard line, Brown gets the ball up the middle, almost falls forward into the end zone past 3 Coastal defenders, and they only need one more play. Brown does finish this drive off with the touchdown. So now it is 14-0 already in this game. So can Coastal answer back out on offense? But nice start this time, getting the ball to Justin Johnson, the true freshman, and he picks up 20 yards. So now getting towards the end of the first quarter, here is Jimbo Brown trying to get going on the ground. So now facing a 3rd and 13 here from the shotgun. Here's Curtin throwing to the right side, but Sam Forbes cannot hold on to that one. So that is an incomplete pass. So we do go for it on a 4th and 3. We have nothing to lose during this season, and we do complete the pass, this time to Jack Kleck for the first down. So now back out the next play, but look at this. I mean, what is up with our receivers? Dropping tons of passes this game already, and here it comes back and bites us as we take a big sack here and face a 3rd and 19. And on a 3rd and 19 from the shotgun, throwing out to the right, but that one's going to be overthrown of Jimbo Brown, and we are going to have to punt the ball back to this hot Texas State offense. As here is Brown at running back, and Robert Brown picking up 8 yards. It seems like he's been doing anything he wants, and there he is breaking a tackle, breaking another tackle. But look at Xavier Davis. I don't know what happened on that. He trips, and somehow Robert Brown breaks all those tackles and does get hawked by Anthony Lorenz on that, but not before they get inside the 10-yard line. And look at Robert Brown. This guy is untackleable, if that's a word, and he gets in for the touchdown. It is 21-0 here in the first quarter. As Kurt, you can see, is just not as accurate as last game. He overthrows his target on that one. So now getting towards the second quarter, not quite there yet. Here's Jimbo Brown picking up 8 yards. So now 3rd and 2. We got to convert here, but we do throw into traffic, and that is going to be almost picked off. So we do go for it on the 4th and down, and look at this defense already on us, and we get tackled for loss, turning the ball over and setting Texas State up inside the red zone. So now on the next play, look at Cedric Granger coming up with a huge interception, and nobody is going to catch him. And this is exactly what you want out of the leader of the defense, Cedric Granger, coming back. He's our highest overall guy. He runs it all the way for 6, and that cuts the lead down to 2 scores. But look at Brown back out on offense, picking up a huge gain on that. And man, we cannot stop this guy, as he is just doing what he wants when he wants. As here is Kelly even scrambling out, getting a gain of 10. So they are just moving the ball with ease so far this game. So now on a 1st and goal coming up after a Robert Brown first down carry that time, here is Smith getting in to the end zone for a touchdown, 5 yards out. And man, this is devastating, as we just had a pretty nice game versus Troy, albeit it was a 2-5 team we were going up against, but they're actually, rated better than Texas State, and Texas State is coming out and putting on a show versus this Coastal team, as here is Curtin back out on offense here, 4.5 minutes left, but finding Sam Forbes on this one. Sam Forbes is going to get hit, and he's going to fumble out of bounds, but luckily it does go out of bounds because, man, would that have been devastating, turning the ball over once again. So now, past the 50-yard line here on a 2nd and 4. Here's Curtin throwing to the outside. If Curtin had the arm strength and threw it to the end zone, that would have been a touchdown, but we do get the first down nonetheless, as here's Jack Kleck getting open for a first down. So now in a 2nd and 1, here's Javier Garcia fighting his way into the end zone for the touchdown, and it does cut the lead down to 2 scores, as now there is 2.5 minutes left in this first half, as here's Texas State back out onto the field, throwing out to the flats on a 3rd and 6, and we do get the stop, so we at least get a punt and one more opportunity to put some points on the board before half. So now 2 minutes left in this half. Here's Curtin rolling out to the right side, sees a little bit of a running lane and picks up the first down. So now Curtin, can he continue this drive? Under 2 minutes left, but overthrowing Justin Johnson across the middle, and that one is thrown right to a defender, and that's an easy interception by Tremaine Marshall, as now Texas State takes back over with great field position. So here comes Kelly back out on offense here, rushing that time on the throw. So here's Kelly giving it off to Brown, and Brown's breaking a tackle and picking up 10 yards, moving the ball with ease. Here is Brown one more time, running it to the outside, throwing off Ian Hartman and getting down to the 1-yard line. So now inside the 5-yard line on the next play, easy money for Brown. He is just tearing us up this game, and we just cannot keep him off the field. We can't keep him out of the end zone. He is having his way, as now there is a minute left in this half, as we're rolling out to the right here, trying to get some points back out onto the board, and Jack Kleck does get a wide open lane, nobody there at all, and he picks up a big 40-yard gain, but then Curtin on the next play does get sacked on a 3rd down, making it a 4th and 15. So we are in 4-down territory and only 11 seconds left in the half. So we try to throw the ball deep, and that's going to be a turnover. But take a look. Pass interference on the defense. We do get bailed out. And wow, we get bailed out with 7 seconds left. So we do get to end up kicking the field goal and making it at least a 17-35 deficit. So now back out into the second half. Here is Alan King on the kickoff return, getting the block and picking up a nice big gainer to start out this half. That's the way you want to start a half, with a big return. So now here's Curtin throwing to Amari Manuel and putting a major spin move on the cornerback and picking up the first down. So now here on a 1st and 10, rolling out right, finding Max Moriarty there to the outside. So now on a 1st and goal here, 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter, as here is Curtin throwing to the left side, but gets hit on the throw. So now on a 3rd and goal, trying to find Justin Johnson, and that could have been a touchdown, but Curtin throwing another inaccurate pass forces us to settle for another field goal. So now can we come up with a stop? And that's a good start, as our man Danny Armstead gets the sack there, and he's actually been coming around the last few games, but we need the rest of our D-line to step up as well, as here's Texas State facing a 3rd and 6. Here's Kelly from the shotgun, gonna have a few guys to throw to, but decides to throw to the left to Mays, and he is going to pick up the first down. So now past the 50-yard line here couple of plays later, on a 3rd and 1, trying to scramble out after the all-out blitz, but he is going to get tackled before the first. So they do try to kick the long field goal, and that one is off. And we do try to take this out of the end zone. Ends up being the wrong move, as look at how much yardage we actually lose on that. We could have been at the 50-yard line. Instead, we are at the 27. So here is Jimbo Brown on the counter, at least getting a bunch of that yardage back on one play and getting to the 45. So now on a 2nd and 8, here's Cameron Dixon, the 3rd-string tight end, getting in and getting 16 yards on the reception. So now here is Max Moriarty, the backup tight end, getting 5 yards on that reception. So now 50 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Cameron Dixon one more time, giving him the ball over the middle and picking up 7 yards. So now facing a 3rd down, but look at this pressure. We tried to wait a little bit, try to be patient for our routes to get open, but it just took too long. We get hit on the throw, so we do attempt to go for it on a 4th down, but throwing to the right side, and that one is going to be way overthrown by our quarterback. And man, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I do like Curtin as a quarterback, but he is just wildly inconsistent. As you can see, here's Ryan Marshall, had a clear sack, but just a mental error coming up with the face mask, and we had a chance to possibly get the ball back. But on a 3rd and 10, trying to throw the ball deep, Texas State cannot complete the pass. So now we do force them to punt, but look at where we're at. We're inside the 5-yard line, but on a 2nd and 10, here's JJ, Justin Johnson, getting open past the 1st down stick. So now we're into the 4th quarter. Here's Curtin throwing to the left side, and Sam Forbes is open for a big gain that time, almost 30 yards, as we do pick up the 1st down, moving the chain. So now we're still down by 2 scores here. Rolling out to the right here, throwing to the right side. Look who's open. It's Alan King in on offense, our specialist, our kick returner, punt returner. Remember, he had an interception last game. He comes up with a good catch on that one, but on a 2nd and 7, trying to roll out, but Curtin fumbles, and somehow our offensive lineman does not fall on. Look at this. He has a clear shot at the ball, but look, he totally misses the ball, and that is going to cost us, as here is Texas State. They're going to try to run this ball, run this clock, and get out of here with the W, as here they are at home here in the 4th quarter. 2-score lead. Here is Kelly trying to roll out, but this time Alvin Jefferson, the senior, is going to come up with the sack. So now 3rd and 4 here, close to the 50-yard line, but running a perfect pass pattern. Hayes is going to get open, and that's going to be a 1st down. So now 1st and 10, trying to throw the screen pass to their favorite target at receiver, and Cedric Granger almost turns the game upside down with another pick 6, but he just cannot hold on. So now on a 3rd down, here is another 1st down reception. So now another 3rd down, 3rd and 5, and look at this. I mean, we just cannot stop them on 3rd down. So now here back out onto the field inside the 10-yard line. We do get this stop behind the line, but they do kick a field goal. Makes it an 18-point lead, so now a 3-score lead. But now back out on offense, just trying to put some yards together. Under 2 minutes left. Here's Curtin throwing across the middle and finding Angel Gonzalez, getting inside the 5-yard line. So now on a 1st and goal, throw it over the middle to Jack Kleck, but it just might be too little, too late. Nice pitch and catch, but we are still down by 2 scores, as here Preston Liang trying to get us the ball back, but Texas State recovers, and that's going to be the ball game. As, man, what a hard-fought game. But like I said, just a couple of big mistakes. Curtin was inconsistent, 28 out of 50, and he did throw for 373, but so many incompletions. As, man, our offense, it was all right. I mean, 27 points you think would be enough to win a game, but our defense once again gave up a ton of points, mostly on the ground to Brown And it just sucks because right when we win a game, we come back down to earth and lose a game. So surprisingly, Anthony Lorenz actually got 11 tackles in that game to lead our team. I think that's his career high in tackles, as Ryan Marshall has a sack. I believe Danny Armstead, yeah, he did. He had a sack. I remember that one. Alfred Jefferson had a sack. And it's just sad because, I mean, we just need to follow some type of consistent path because this season has been full of up and downs, including a losing streak. So we got to bounce back, man. We got to at least show what we can do the rest of the season. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. We're coming back with more Coastal Dynasty. This series continues and it lives on. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.